While I was editing, I'd gotten a notice that the order had been canceled. Of course, it's not that simple. I really was surprised by how she's not one of those people that can talk without breathing. Hey, welcome back. I am Dawn at the lake, and this is Lakeside Quilt Making Arts. Oh my gosh, we've got so much to talk about, but I'm going to keep this short, I promise, because even though there's a lot going on, there's not so much to report necessarily. The long arm is here. It is here. It came in yesterday. And that's the gist of our story. See you later. Bye. Of course, it's not that simple. I really was surprised by how complex it was to put this together. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I felt like it was going to come in sections and you kind of snap it together and bam, kind of like Legos. And it is not much more difficult than that, but there's enough parts and you got to make sure things are balanced and you're carrying it in from a truck and upstairs and through a couple of rooms to get here. So it took, oh gosh, 3 hours or so, I think. And as soon as we were done, I texted the lady, Sherry, who I was buying it from, and said, "It's in, it's in." And she said, "You want to come play?" So I went over and had my first class with her. I video recorded every bit of it. It was 3.5 hours, just nonstop, just a flood of information. And that's really what this video is about. If you're going to get into long arming, you can get into it just because you want to save yourself money and do all your long arming yourself, or because you want to just enjoy it. You know, maybe it's not even about saving money, maybe it's just because it's a passion and you want to do it, or you want to learn how to do the custom quilting, whatever it is. In my mind, since I'm getting into this for a business, I'm extra keenly listening to every syllable coming out of Sherry's mouth as she's teaching me. She's one of those people who can talk without saying. She's a continual stream of consciousness coming out of her. She can articulate very well. She knows what she's going to say. There's no pauses. She's not one of those people that can talk without breathing. There is a natural progression to how she's communicating. So it's easy to listen to her. But at the same time, it was 3.5 hours of almost every second of something being brand new. And I just had to come home. And she said, "Go home and do your first quilt." I'm like, no, my brain cells are fried. And I was going to wake up this morning and do it, but I went to see my grandbaby and a Christmas performance. And then we've had a visitor, a house guest, and so I made some food. So it's the end of the day, and I'm just now sitting down to look at it. What my plan of action is I'm going to look over all 3.5 hours with a notebook, and I'm going to create some lists. I'm going to create my protocol for turning it on. I'm going to create my protocol for loading. I'm going to create my I don't know what else. Oh, the protocol for doing a row, doing that last row. When you want to make sure that your thread, your quilting does not go way beyond the scope of the quilt itself. So I was sent home. Hang on one second. I was sent home with a kit. In here is a charity quilt, flimsy, as some say, with batting and a backing. And I have thread and I have pre-round bobbins to match that thread. And I'm supposed to quilt this up. And that's quite intimidating. That's what today is for, is to go through all 3.5 hours and make my notes. And then tomorrow, when I have a fresh brain, I'll get into action mode. Because the next day, Tuesday, I am meeting up for my second class. So 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, we're meeting up again, Sherry and I. So I don't have any time on Tuesday for anything left behind. So I got to wrap this all up tomorrow. So I'm going to go through my notes today. And that's where I am on things. Nothing else has happened. The room is still a mess. It's still a mess downstairs. My cabinets did come in. I told you in the last one that while I was editing, I had gotten a notice that the order had been canceled. I was still hopeful because I was getting notifications at the same time that FedEx had it on the truck. But when I went in to look at the order after I got the message that it was canceled, I noticed a price difference. And it's not that I paid anymore, but the price for what they valued this product, the retail of the product, was much higher than what I had seen before. And I'm glad I took a screenshot of it because I showed you a screenshot previously of how much my savings was. And I think it was $250 each, but it was more like $500 or something like that. I'll have to take a look at it and I'll put it on the screen and do a side-by-side comparison for you. I'm just really impressed with what I got. I wish I had them already put together so you could see them and so I could feel that it is every bit the value that they're saying that it is. But I feel like it was a technical glitch on their part where they had to correct something, is why it looked like it was getting canceled. But I didn't get charged anymore, and I've got both of my cabinets. And as long as everything's inside these boxes, I'm good to go. I'm going to pull one of the doors up here for you to see what it looks like. So this is one of the doors. Isn't that pretty? I think this being a real natural wood product in this lighter blonder color is going to go nicely on either side of this table on this back wall, especially with that mirror over it. She's going to kind of ground things, being real earthy with all this white in here. I think that would be nice. That's the plan anyway. I am going to get busy. I don't have any more time to belabor this. I got to get busy listening to my lesson and take my notes. I hope you've enjoyed being on this journey with me. I've enjoyed sharing with you. I'm going to keep moving my needle. Hope you do too. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.